Well, everyone, welcome to this first edition of Chit Chat. You can call it Chit Chat or you can call it Chit Chat. This is a new series which we will be doing every weekend, sometimes option stock, sometimes this. And here again, of course, I'll be giving my market view, and then we will have someone from Define Edge to also talk about something else, again based on charts, which will be on trade points. So today, apart from, along with me, we have Prashant Shah here. So after the initial market review, which I'll do for what has happened this week and what is likely to happen next week, he will talk about some indicators which are on trade point. So
Yeah, hello everyone.
Yeah, going straight to the charts, it has been quite a volatile week, and you can see here on the EOD chart, it has gone a bit sideways, and now though it is showing weakness, the setup will become bearish only below 15,190. So that is still very far away. In any case, the support right now is near 15,600. Though we had dipped below that today, as long as it is closing above, for example, here this double bottom cell is at 15,630. So as long as we are closing above 15,630, this double bottom cell will not get triggered. Until that time, we can hope that the double top buy is quite away. It is 15,870. So only above 15,870, we will have a fresh breakout, bullish breakout. The setup remains bullish right now, but below 630, it will become neutral, and then one will need to be cautious. On the intraday chart of Nifty futures, this has shown quite a good reversal late in the afternoon. Whether it was because of the weekend or whether it was a real reversal, we will know only going forward after Monday, because it has been quite a volatile week throughout the world. In fact, the US market also has been volatile. So nothing can be said what will happen exactly on Monday. On the intraday chart of Nifty futures, this took support near a previous gap. Of course, it did not go all the way there. This was the gap which has already been marked, and I have been talking about it earlier in my option stock. But overall, this structure doesn't look very bullish to me because of this decline which has come from 15,900. And this rise which was there in the last 3 hours today, this needs continuation and it needs to go up very fast. Otherwise, it will go sideways or maybe bearish. So it has to, if it has to be bullish, it needs to go up very fast. Otherwise, we might spend next few days within a range of something like 15,500, 15,800, and the new all-time high might have to wait. So to make a prediction, I would go for a sideways week next week, with again stock specific actions everywhere. So why I'm saying this is because this is the daily chart, candlestick chart of Nifty spot. So this clearly is a very bullish lower shadow, but it needs follow through, which is well above 15,761. And the other problem is, if you look at this weekly chart, this is where it doesn't give much comfort. This was a small weekly candle last week, and this candle is not exactly a bearish engulfing, but we went above last week's high, we went below last week's low, and it has closed in a sort of a, not a doji but a neutral candle. So this typically comes denotes a sideways action. You can see here also, of course, this was followed by a big bearish candle over here. So right now, to become very bullish, like I said, on point and figure chart, we need a close above 15,870, or to make the setup neutral, we need a close below 15,600. So these are the two levels which we need to watch. So this band of 270 points. But of course, in the meanwhile, we will have stock specific action. Another chart which is quite interesting is the Bank Nifty intraday relative strength chart, which I have been showing all the way from here in option stock. It was quite bearish. Everyone knows Bank Nifty has been lagging, and now it has come to a level. You can see this anchor column here, which was on 17th of May, and today we hit exactly that level over here. So this is a very important support for this ratio chart. Of course, this is not Bank Nifty, but what it means is, if this ratio, if this support is held, that means going forward, Bank Nifty might outperform Nifty. And even if Nifty rises, Bank Nifty might rise more. If Nifty falls, Bank Nifty will fall less. So this ratio, if it does not go below this low over here, because this anchor column low, I have been always talking about lows of anchor columns, which is quite important in point and figure charts. So that is extremely important. Of course, if that breaks, then that is very bearish for Bank Nifty as well. But this is right now at a point where anything can happen. If this takes support, then we might see more action in Bank Nifty than in Nifty. That is what it means. Another thing which I have been tweeting about today, of course, we will talk about the TOI indicator next week sometime. HDFC Bank was quite a bit of a leader today in the sense it did not fall much in the morning fall, and after that it led all the way. It was making new highs even near the close. So this is a 1480 option call of HDFC Bank. So next week it has already given sort of a bullish structure here, and it is above this 45-degree trend line. So the next follow through, which will be above 19.5 with a stop loss below 14. 5 rupees is not a bad stop loss for a stock like HDFC Bank in options. After that, we can see a good rise. So if Bank Nifty is going to perform, then HDFC Bank will be the stock to watch out for next week. Another stock which slightly showed some promise, not yet bullish, but Axis Bank, which is in terms of stock levels, it is near support. This put has given a bearish breakdown today. So Axis Bank 740 put is bearish. That means it might be bullish for the stock. So if you look at the 740 call, this is below the 45-degree trend line. So if it goes above 8, then it will be bullish. But then to me right now, HDFC Bank looks better placed than Axis Bank. And of course, Bank Nifty might outperform Nifty going forward next week. Another thing is Bank Nifty chart. If you look at this chart, this is again not promising much. This structure, this kind of structure where there's a big decline, and I think this retracement was something like 65 to 70% retracement, which is not a healthy sign. It should be crossed immediately. So that level of 35,800, which is quite far away right now, which we are only at 34,500. So another 1,300 points for it to become bullish. Till that time, like I said, it is the ratio is at support, and this showed good action in the second half today. Again, if HDFC Bank leads and it goes higher, we might see bullish action in Bank Nifty. So everyone knows last week was mainly led by the tech stocks. So the Nifty, Bank Nifty was weak, Nifty was weak, and mostly Infosys and TCS were leading. So maybe we might see a change in sectors next week. Hopefully, Bank Nifty might lead, and the other sectors might take a pause. So this is what I have to say about next week. Prashant, anything from your side, or can you take over?
No, I can. A couple of things. Okay, you talked about Bank Nifty reversal in relative strength charts, right?
Yeah.
Before that, no, there was another thing which was which we were, I think, discussing in our newsletters and all. Also, the breadth was at overbought level.
Household.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Overall rate was overbought. Yes. Yeah.
overall. So first of all,
Yeah. Yeah.
NSE, all sectors, and so typically what happens is at times, it depends about on the momentum of the market as well. At times momentum is strong, so overbought will not react that way, right? So I'm going to
Right.
talk about that only. So I'll present my screen and talk about that.
Okay. I'll shift
Yeah.
the screen to you.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's okay.
Okay. So before I talk about breadth of current market scenario, so normally when we use indicators, even on price indicators, so normally any indicator that we use, there are broadly two types of indicators: momentum and oscillator. Uh, Now, momentum indicator, we plot indicators on price chart like moving average or super trend or any other indicator on the price chart, or we apply them on below the chart like momentum indicators, RSI, ADX, or the oscillators. Broadly, oscillators are the indicators that moves within a range.
Right.
So we try to read, for example, we say overbought, oversold. Now, what does it mean? So I've explained all these indicators on Insight and on Thread and blogs also. So a lot of indicators I've explained, which are like momentum and oscillators. Now, when we say momentum, particularly when, for example, RSI, when RSI is above 50, we say the stock is in strong momentum. When it goes above 70, we say stock is overbought. But when there is a strong uptrend, price will not correct after when it reaches 70, actually it means a strong momentum, because the number of bullish closes are more than 70%, and the trend is strong and bullish. So that shows that stock is in a strong momentum. It is not really overbought, because the price trend is strong, bullish and up. Same way, when price is within a range, that time these overbought oversold zones are respected well. So price might correct from 70, then it will bounce from 30. So very important thing when we apply indicators is to know about the price trend, right? And so when
Yeah.
in a strong bullish trend, we should focus on the stocks which are oversold, because the overall market is bullish. And the stocks which are overbought, they are actually in a bullish momentum. So we shouldn't think about shorting or trading reversals. Maybe we can wait for a deep or some kind of consolidation and look for the pullback opportunity. So I'll give you example of if RSI. See, this is a market in a range, and this is RSI between. So these levels of 70 and 30 are respected well.
Right.
Price corrects from 70 and then it goes from 30. So this happens typically when market is in a range. But this is a strong trending market, this box. Now here what happens is price remains above 70. There will be some kind of consolidation. Even couple of candles will consolidate, and indicator will correct. So here you can't really trade this, because you'll keep shorting and market will keep going up, and then eventually the trend will reverse. But it's not, the risk reward will not be affordable.
In fact,
And because,
this is
yeah,
where the divergences fail. A lot of people go with negative divergence.
correct. So it is very important to know about the trend, and if you know the trend, then you can apply the oscillators or these kind of indicators well. Actually, here this zone, this shows that the price is in a strong trend, because it is remaining above 70 and the price trend is up. So the point is, when you are using these kind of indicators, it is very important to know the trend. Maybe you can apply some kind of indicator, let's say price above moving average, and then only you will look at RSI or other oscillators, and you'll trade those overbought oversold zones. That's one way. So even in point and figure, we have this indicator exozone. Now exozone
Right.
is, I believe it's a very logical indicator, and if there's one indicator which I like to apply on point and figure, that's exozone, because it calculates the number of boxes. Number of boxes in point and figure is like X is bullish print, O is bearish print. And when it calculates, for example, I'm plotting here a 20 column exozone, it will calculate the number of X over last 20 columns. So if bullish prints are more than bearish prints, this will there will be tall green bars. If bearish prints are more than bullish prints, there will be tall red bars below this zero line. So it shows a trend very clearly, and there is no arithmetic. I mean, I haven't I tried though, but I think we are not averaging, or we are not calculating it, and there's nothing kind of, there is no kind of calculation which is we are applying. It's a simple indicator, and that's why it is mostly a price based indicator which calculates the bullish prints and bearish prints. Now the point is, when it is in a
So
strong uptrend.
uh,
Yeah,
it
sorry.
just means what is the difference between the green and red boxes? That's all, right?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing. So and I think that way it is very useful. Simply when price goes below zero line, you know that number of O's are increasing now.
Yeah.
So what happens is, during strong trends it works. And another thing is, though the people who follow this point and figure, they know it well. This one column is that represents multiple sessions. It's not just one candle. So
Right.
what we see over 3-4 candles is actually a huge data. I mean, there are a lot of sessions involved, and
It is one swing.
it's a one swing. Yeah. So that's an important point, and that makes it very useful. Now what happens is, this indicator also, when there's a strong trend, it looks very smooth and very effective. And when there is a kind of range bound sideways market, this goes through this kind of phases, like it will turn to red and then again green. Even though, I mean, here also it is kind of useful because this is one, not a single session. This is one swing. So even these reversals are useful from short-term trading perspective. But this will go through this kind of whipsaw phase, or that there's kind of. But what happens is here we have to. I think where the better risk-reward opportunities are available is, for example, in this strong trend. If I get to know this kind of corrections, I mean, here, if I know that even though there is a bearish double bottom sell, or price is kind of below moving average, or there is a short term correction, but overall trend is strong and this is rather a pullback opportunity, I should go and participate. So that's, so during strong trends, buying at correction is kind of a pullback strategy. And the same way, during strong downtrends, I should look for overbought zone. So what is the message is, in this case, the oscillators which are going to oversold zone, they are very effective. They go to oversold zone and trend is strong. That's the buying opportunity. Then we may look at simple even column reversal on daily chart, or maybe we can go to lower time frame and try to look for double top or some other signal. So that's one thing about Exozone. Then we have a beautiful tool called Pattern Counter. I'll not get into that right now. We have discussed it in DECMA, but it's a good tool. And there we calculate the number of boxes and the price pattern on short-term pattern. Now we have created one important thing, PMOX. It's a very useful indicator. And I mean, the people who doesn't know, it's totally free. If you go to TradePoint web, you just have to sign in and you can use it for free. So it's a very useful indicator which you can use on point and figure. I'll quickly show. For example, I go to okay. So to explain, I'll show this on let's say Ambuja Cement. This is PMOX indicator. How to plot this? You can just go to this and type PMOX and you can plot it. Now in simple words, it will do a lot of things, but in simple words, it will calculate trend and whether it is overbought or overzone, when the indicator is in overbought or oversold. When there is the trend is strong, this will remain green. So it's not an overbought zone. It shows a strong momentum. These are strong momentum. And when price is correcting in short term, this oversold zone will turn green.
Okay.
So that's how it is calculated. It will calculate the trend and short term pattern and couple of other things, and it will try to calculate the strength of the trend, and if it is short-term correction, it will turn green here. So that can tell us that the stock is overall in uptrend and it is in oversold zone. So this indicator is divided in 4 parts. This is bullish momentum when it is above 70 and the dot is green. When it is below 30 and dot is green, that means oversold. When it is below 30 and that is dot is red, that means it is in a bearish momentum. When it is above 70 and the dot is green, that means it is the momentum is bullish. So it is divided in 4 parts: bullish momentum, bearish momentum, overbought and oversold. So during strong trends, we should look for these zones where we get the opportunity to for the pullback. There is a bullish pullback opportunity, and when the trend is down, what will happen is when it reaches to oversold zone, it will remain bearish. The dot will be red. So that means right now you shouldn't buy. It is in a bearish momentum. So this is a very useful thing. You can use it from for short-term trading. You can increase the box value and look at medium-term picture and all that.
One natural logical question: is it possible to use it on intraday charts?
Yes, you can use it on intraday charts as well. Maybe you can use the box value point 10, and on
maybe if you can show today's Nifty futures, because it was a classic example of both side movement today.
Yeah, I think from here the day it is today's data. Basically,
Yeah.
actually, it is in a bearish momentum only right now. Even though there is a bounce, it shows that it is a bear market bounce, and it
So
was in a
on
bear.
a very short term intraday chart, it is not yet bullish. That is what it is.
It's not yet bullish. Yes. So basically, the idea is, you can apply it on any time frame and other instruments, but the principle is we should look at the indicator when they are in a strong uptrend. We should look at oversold and uh, stocks which are in bullish momentum, and when there is a strong downtrend we should look at bearish momentum and overbought, and when there is a sideways market then we should look at these two overbought and oversold as reversal opportunities. I'll uh,
So in other words, it also indicates when to stay away. If there is a trader who likes to trade long as well as short, this will tell him there is no long, but there is no short as well. Wait for a pullback to go long, and just sit quiet for some time.
yes, I'll show you something. So what we do is we also have something called as D sectors. So here we calculate lot of things on every sector. For example, in simple words, when price is in strong uptrend and relative strength is also uptrend, the sector ranking will be more. There will also be a breadth. And here we have added this PMOX. Now,
Okay.
if you'll see, yesterday, this Bank Nifty was even the breadth was oversold totally, because you can see all these are zero and PMOX are
Yeah.
oversold. Now, what happens is when Bank Nifty index is in oversold zone, then even though the trend is bearish, you should look for, you should see if there is a support, you should respect it on the price chart. So you showed that support of anchor support of in Bank Nifty to Nifty chart. So that
Yeah.
was kind of indication. Another thing is you saw that you also tweeted about HDFC Bank. So if FGSC Bank
Yeah.
will perform that Nifty, Bank Nifty can, that it can be a short term bounce, but you can wait for that kind of bounce before entering the trade. So
Right.
that's the idea. Another example is, see this metal. Now metal trend is bearish of late, but it was in oversold zone. So we saw some bounce in stocks. I mean, from lower levels. So at times what happens is, even though the trend is bearish, but if the sector is oversold or when that stock is oversold, you can wait for the before entering. So this can also help from short term perspective. Another thing is, if you look at the metal index yesterday, see these were the stocks in oversold zone: Adani Enterprises, Hindalco, and all. So you saw that Adani Enterprises, we saw that is a bounce. The point is, if it is in oversold zone, you can wait. And in a strong market, when indicator is in oversold zone, you should look for the opportunity. It will give you very affordable risk reward trade. Maybe a simple column reversal on a double top buy, or a double top buy on a lower level. It can give you very affordable opportunity.
So you can use intraday charts to maybe trade, if not overnight, at least for the intraday, for the bounce, which Adani Enterprises gave, Tata Steel gave, Bank Nifty gave, HDFC Bank gave. So
Yes.
you could
So
have traded
yes,
long in all these today.
correct.
Yeah.
So, or you can at least keep that in mind when you are the short term or derivative trader. If there will be a bounce on a lower time frame, for example, on 0.25% chart, there will be a bounce. There can be 1-2% move, which you can keep in mind.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I run a scanner today, I'll just run it on, let's say, Windows stock. So this is just one stock that I found in entire universe. Though there is a strong bounce, it is overall the trend is not very bullish. So it says that there is a resistance here.
Hmm. There will be many in oversold.
Yes. So the point is, market is kind of oversold in short term. Of course, that does not mean it is very bullish, but there is a possibility that we will have. Of course, if supports are broken, then we should look for the bearish trades. That you showed that. But unless if we see kind of strength, there is a possibility that market will get into some kind of short term consolidation. and that is also because I'll quickly show one more chart. See, this is X% indicator. This, the breadth was overbought. It was almost about 80-90%. Then there was a consolidation, and now market has corrected. So in today's session, the correction has been a significant. It is below 50 now. I believe market will consolidate here. This is a strong candlestick pattern. Now, of course, if it goes above current high, then it will be bullish. This support will become strong. If that, unless that price goes below the lower shadow, the market is overall still bullish. So consolidation is a possibility.
So maybe this also means that you might not get good index trades, but you might get still get good stock specific trades.
Yeah, there can be short-term bounces, because if market is not overall bullish, then the bounce will not last long like what you
Right.
had today. But it is very useful from trading perspective. All right, so that's all. I mean, I just wanted to quickly touch this indicator and the point about oscillators and momentum indicators.
Yeah, I think it was a good start. So this is what we will be doing every weekend. The same market review, and then some discussion on something which is unique in TradePoint, and we will discuss those kind of indicators and oscillators, and explain how to use them. And again, it also shows how you can identify trades for the next week. Hope you liked it, and keep liking on the YouTube channel when after we upload it. And of course, your feedback is always welcome. If you want something else, please say so in the comment section or maybe tweet to us. Thank you and bye bye.
Thank you.